All right, ladies and gents. Well, if you've been paying attention to the map pool recently, you probably will have seen that a map was voted in called City of Lakes. Now, you could be someone who decides to get upset about that and put it on their ban list and then never play it, or you could be like me and you can ban it, never play it, and decide to cast games instead. And that's what we're doing here. That's my compromise. That's actually not true, by the way. I did play it one time and it was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's very hard for some Age of Empires 2 fans and some Age of Empires 2 players to really embrace change and differences. And so for many people who play the latter, they might want to play Arabia or they might want to play Arena every time. And I quite like this map. And I saw a pretty cool game on it, so I wanted to bring it to you guys. I'm also going to be bringing a lot more variety to the YouTube channel over the next couple weeks as well. I got some cool things coming. So, and now that things have chilled out a little bit more for me after Titans League is completed, back to producing a bit more variety of my content. In the blue, we've got Doubt. Doubt is one of my favorite players to watch, man. Whether it's tournaments or ranked games, I was saying before his Titans League set a couple weeks ago how he's my favorite player to watch these days in ranked games. And then I think he might have become my favorite player to watch in tournaments. He's really entertaining. And the thing about him is, when it's ranked games, he says, let's spice it up. Let's try different things. Let's not play it the same way every time. So he's playing as the Malay, a civilization that is known for being able to use quite a few bonuses on water. And as you can see here, there is a lot of water on this map. In the red, we have the Poles for Chaos to win. And if you don't know Chaos does tend to prefer closed maps, like a map like Arena. Is pretty good in team games and could be considered a top 100 player in the world. This is a German player. I've seen him around quite a bit. And he's really solid with the Arena-esque civilizations with economy, like Burgundians and like Poles. So Poles, many of you may already know this, but just to break it down a little bit more, Poles are known for their farming. And if Poles are mining stone, the Poles also receive some gold income. So basically mining stone and farming away is what the Poles want to do. So this is now the third time that I've seen this map as a spectator, and I can tell you there's some consistencies to it. You have two crossings that you can use to access your opponent. Actually, hold on a second. I guess this generation there's three. Okay, so there's actually not a consistent number of crossings then. But you can see one of the crossings is here. Doubt and Chaos have encountered each other on that crossing. The other crossing is here, and that's what I had thought was consistent, but apparently there's a third way to access your opponent. So make sure you're scouting thoroughly. Doubt is choosing to dock. And watch the vision here on his dock when he completes it. This is the power of the Malay. Ready for this? Wait for it. Boom. Crazy vision. Always very nice if you don't know how many fish are going to be out there. And Doubt Scout is a little bit weaker right now than Chaos is. And Chaos, he also has docked this side. And the water does not connect to each other here. So there's no way for Doubt to make any ships that would connect to Chaos's ships. And this is how you should play this map. You should build up towards the dock. I explain it all the time, but your TC is an eco building that can produce economy buildings or economy units. And then your dock is also an economy building. So if you were to not be making fishing ships right now, you would be behind an eco. And that's why we see both players doing that. So they're both bringing in their boars as well. And then scouting becomes very important because if you know where your opponent has fishing ships, you should probably design a strategy around killing those fishing ships. So for Chaos, he actually didn't scout this dock, and he's unaware. And for Doubt, it's the same thing right now. But Doubt has at least scouted to see that there's just one little pond in the middle, and it's not connected to anything else. And I think a good strategy on this map, if you want to contest water, is to just full wall. So Chaos is going to try that here. And the idea is you full wall land so they can't attack you on land, and then you use ships to compete on the ponds. And Chaos still trying to get a little bit more detail on Doubt's map. But yeah, I mean, listen, this game's going to be an interesting one because there's always that temptation with the Poles to make the farms, and there's always those crazy strengths that we see from the Poles with their night spam. And Doubt not really interested in doing anything beyond just fishing at the moment. Now, I think here, the ships can sail over this. I believe in very short spaces like this that the ships could actually cross. I'm not 100% certain, though. You almost have to find out in the game. Actually, you know what? I am certain. So you see how there's two different types of sand? This type of sand, ships can go over. So if you were to dock here for, let's say, like, if it even lets you dock here, I'm pretty sure ships can go around there. And this is the type of sand that we're seeing here. So yeah, again, ships could probably go through there. Hard to pay attention to that when you're in the game. And, you know, Chaos is the underdog here. Chaos will know how good Dowd is, especially in some unique settings. So Chaos is going to wall up this side. Chaos is going to stone. And Chaos has one villager here right now. Also scouting over here. Meanwhile, Dowd hasn't clicked up to feudal age yet. Malay to advance faster to the next age. Dowd has 6 fishing ships in his middle pond. Something Chaos hasn't scouted. But Chaos just has a sneaky villager over here. And this is a good strategy in Age of Empires 2. It's full wall and then sneak. They can't hit you, but then you've got a way to damage them. But in the meantime, Dowd's like, this map isn't called City of Lake. It's called City of Lakes, plural. So I'm going to go take more lakes. And so he has a villager here thinking about a dock. Adds a villager here already docking. And now you have Chaos up, and Chaos is feeling like a sneaky god right now, right? Sneaky villager in the back of Dowd's base. And now, my other tip for you, if you're ever going to sneak, is you want your barracks at home. You normally don't want to make your barracks forward, because that's just another building they can spot. So anyways, Dowd's going to make a galley here. And he did scout the shoreline with some of his fishing ships to see if his opponent was going to sneak a dock up. But again, Chaos didn't know about that. And that is... Whoa! Did you see that scout? That was crazy. Chaos not knowing about that does influence how this game is going to develop, right? If you knew about that, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to just make a dock here and try and contest those fishing ships. He didn't know about it. Still doesn't know about it. Villager here is making the barracks. Dowd doesn't have any clue that villager's there. And Dowd's just going to fish away here. Dowd's going to fish away here. And Dowd has the economy lead. Dowd's scout is weaker. Chaos' scout is on 16 HP. Dowd really wants to save his scout here. It's unlikely he will. I think Chaos will probably force this fight. He just doesn't want to lose his own scout. And, well, it's going to be tough for Dowd to get away now. And Dowd's stonewalling the choke points. He's going to lose his scout. He's bringing his galley over now. So, all the choke points being walled up and all the little lakes being docked. Look at this, guys. Fishing ship from here, here, and here. And villagers out of the TC. Really takes me back to my point of the importance of docking, right? And then Chaos, I don't think this is necessarily horrible. It's like, I have a great farming civ. I have 5 fishing ships already. So now I'm going to farm. Still does have this villager here. And Dowd still doesn't really know about this. And archers are on the way, right? So, like, Dowd doesn't even have a barracks yet. So he's thinking right now that Chaos is just sitting behind walls and that he's just fish moving freely, but that's not exactly the situation here. And Chaos does realize now that Dowd must be here. Sorry for all the dinging, but Chaos is going to make a fire galley now. And so Dowd makes a second dock so he can defend his fishing ships here. So the thing that is interesting with the Malay in this map is not so much the dock vision, but it's the fact that their fish traps have thousands of food on them. It used to be infinite. The devs decided infinite wasn't really the best for the game. But it's like 3,000 food per fish trap. So when you run out of fish, you can go for fish traps. And I'm not sure if you want to fish trap the middle. The middle could be a little bit exposed. But fish trapping the sides could be really good. And look, Dowd's got another dock. He's still producing fishing ships out of these docks. And here Dowd is doing a good job to block and defend his fishing ships. And you can just tell, like, Chaos's level of commitment is a little awkward, but he did just make a mistake here. He actually hopped out of his range. I don't think he intended to do that initially. And he had attacked Dowd's house because the units would automatically attack there. And now Dowd knows. And now Dowd has a bit of a warning. And this is kind of a lackluster sneak. First off, you probably would want to have archers. Skirmishers are countered archers. Skirmishers don't really have tons of damage against villagers. But also, it's just low numbers. But, I mean, he is farming a bit. That's not bad. And he is possibly going to be able to head up towards Castle Age at some point. Dowd, though, tons of food. And we're going to see Dowd click up. Malay to advance faster to the next stage. Dowd with a little bit of walling here. Doubt's got 17 fishing ships. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lakes nailed down right now. And he even walled this up as well. So I guess you could maybe say this is another lake that he's docked. And he could even compete for the opponent's fishing ships too. So annoying little moment here for Doubt, obviously, having to deal with this. Chaos is going to fortify this area with the tower. Now really churning out the archers. But I think we all know, if we know the melee, what Doubt's going to go for. Legend of the Liar strats here, guys. Doubt's going to go for some cheap elephants, right? And it's just so cool, man, how this map is so nice for the bonuses in the melee. You have all this food income from the fish, but then you have cheap elephants available. I doubt he's going to lose this villager possibly. Nope, he's not. Lots of inefficiencies on the wood line. Really messy and really awkward, but he's still got fish, which is all he'll want. And Chaos is going to wander over here to make another dock. So here's the thing. Like, if you look at their APM right now, in terms of their speed, Chaos is actually moving around more. The thing is he has not used his speed in the same way as Doubt, right? He's used it to make land army and compete on one pond, maybe a second here or there. He's just not expecting Doubt's going to be in all these areas. Chaos doesn't see this one. He doesn't see this one. He doesn't see this one. He thinks he's in an okay position because he doesn't know how crazy it is for Doubt at the moment. And Doubt's Castle Age time is going to really tell him everything. And here come the elephants. Now, the thing about melee elephants is they do lack the Castle Age and the Imperial Age armor. They are lacking some pretty big blacksmith upgrades, but it's still a 250 HP chonker. A good micro here from Chaos. Chaos is going to try and micro down the weak elephant. But Doubt doesn't even care. Like, if this was a knight, or if this is a situation where you didn't have 17 fishing ships with gill nets now, so that's going to increase the efficiency, you'd maybe try and save the weak ones. But Doubt doesn't care. He's just going to toss out elephants and hope that it's good enough. Chaos panicking now, made a militia, another barracks so he can make more spearmen. And there's just so much HP around for Doubt at the moment. And over here, because of the vision Doubt has, Doubt could maybe see that Chaos has this. And Chaos is distracted. Ranged army still running around. This is good, though, because this allows you to have more time to make spearmen. And this is actually buying the other portions of your attack time. And Doubt probably annoyed right now that he hasn't killed these things yet. And Chaos is going to kill another Vil. Chaos has killed 3 eco. Doubt hasn't killed any eco this game. And Chaos still running around. Doubt with the house wall, but those villagers aren't going to live much longer. The Tower 1 has gone down. Tower 2 is on the way down. And now 2 minutes away from Castle Age here is Chaos. Who again has killed 6 eco at this point. And he's about to kill 7 because the fire ship's there. But you could tell what Doubt's doing, right? He's starting to add some fish traps. Still fishing way over here. Look at his resources, guys. It's crazy, man. And let's look at resources brought in, actually. Doubt has brought in 1,500 more food. This is over the poles, obviously, who have the ability to farm around their bulwarks, which dominates standard land maps. And now Chaos is probably like, oh my god, I don't want those elephants to come over here. So he's got to re-wall this because those elephants could get through otherwise. Really good decision from him to re-wall it. And good decision from Doubt to just camp this area and just try and take out these buildings slowly. Now, if you're Doubt, you could make a second town center and add villagers, not rely on fish. You could make more elephants. There's so many different things you can do, but if you know the list of bonuses that the melee have, their bonuses get really exciting in Imp. So I'm not seeing any signs from Doubt that he ever wants to go to the Imperial Age. Here he forced those archers to eject from the range and kills those archers. And yes, believe it or not, Doubt's actually banking towards a fast Imperial Age here, of all things. He's got 32 fishing ships. It's so awesome. I couldn't wait to show people this. It's so ridiculous. And if you think about it, like, even if Chaos knew that his opponent was committed this much to fish, like, he's found out and he's then gone for it. Like, right now, he's going for this because he sees it. But let's say that Chaos had full vision. Can you imagine how many different pawns would have fire ships and demos in it? It'd be ridiculous. So the weakness for Chaos this game is the fact that he didn't contest this originally, and then he found out really late how committed Doubt was to the lakes. But that's because it's a new map, right? And Chaos probably figured, as he's gone for pikemen now, you know, he's going to go for 1 or 2 and then transition into land like me. And so now Chaos is like, okay, drop TCs, right? This is like more of a standard approach. 34 fishing ships for Doubt. So good luck catching up on 30 eco right now if you're Chaos. And also Doubt, you know, making a siege workshop. Maybe we'll make another building or 2, and then Doubt's going to be able to click up to the Imperial Age here. So when you're in the Imperial Age, you can research, well, I guess in Castle Age you can research one of these techs. But anyways, what Doubt's probably thinking of is Thalassocracy, which will turn all these docks into harbors. So they'll be shooting a lot of arrows. But then also, we could see Force Levy, which means the two-handed swordsman only costs food. So he won't even need access to gold. He could just spam docks, and he could also just spam the swordsman. Again, you gotta love the vision that you get as the melee, right? Because if someone does this to you, if they sneak a dock up, you can see it from pretty far away. And so Doubt has had to defend nicely in all these different little areas, but he's done a good job at it. And there he is, 90 seconds away from Imp. So he's cleared up the forward push on land. He's defending everything on water, at least so far. And Doubt still has 1,700 food. And total resources collected, he's now over 3,000 food ahead because of the addition of fishing ships. And very rarely are you seeing Doubt not produce fishing ships. Now, Chaos is on his TCs. Chaos is producing vills. Chaos will start to pull ahead in villagers there. But when he sees Doubts and Imp, especially because of the score right now, the score will always be really high for a player that has water. Chaos has got to be thinking, you've got to be kidding me, man. Are you serious? Doubt repairing the fire here. We'll go in, take out another fire ship. Over here on this side, Chaos could maybe defend. But now Doubt can upgrade his ships. And unfortunately for us, we don't get to see what this turns into for Doubt. Because Doubt could have dropped the castle. Yeah, I'm sure he would have. He would have gone for Thalassocracy and gone for ship upgrades. But Chaos is just like, nope, no chance. And I'm sure there was a part of him that felt like it was GG anyways, after his sneak didn't do more damage. But this is how you need to play City of Lakes, guys. You need to compete for every single lake behind walls and just fish like crazy. Again, just to nail this point home, you've got probably the best farming civ in the game. This is a civilization that can bring in food income from the farms, but also brings in gold while mining stone. Just crazy things to combine for one civilization. And Chaos, he didn't accomplish anything compared to the fishing ships. Doubt had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 docks in the entire game, and then just 1 TC, and he accomplished that. He made that look so easy. Now, I think what would have made the game a little bit more interesting is if Chaos would have had more archers before he showed Doubt the sneak. I think that was a really big mistake from him, showing him the sneak. I think he only had, 2 skirmishers, 1 archer. He still ended up killing a lot of villagers. So that's a sloppy thing from Chaos there, and I think it was just a mistake, not setting the rally point inside of his range. But considering City of Lakes is in the pool and some people voted it in, I needed to get some City of Lakes content out here, so be curious to see what people think. 2.5 KD there for Doubt. And again, he just collected so much food. He collected more of every resource but stone, which makes sense. But it was just the food that allowed him to do everything in that game. And also, it's not just the food income that having the docks up brings you, but it's the map control. If Doubt were to go for full Navy from here, he would completely surround this little island here for Chaos. Maybe the right side he wouldn't initially, but I would have been turned into some craziness. Doubt would be probably making docks on the shoreline next to the base from Chaos. Maybe had cannon galleons too, just raining in cannonballs. It almost feels like a map that someone like Legend of Isid or something for low elo legends would love to have with Spanish. Because people might not be taking the pawns, and then cannon galleons could show up later on. But Chaos learned his lesson. That was the first time he probably ever played that map. He learned his lesson. The fish is important there. And the land, just not quite as much.